Hi, this is Laura. Today I'm going to be talking about The Schwa Was Here by Neal Shusterman. It is 240 pages long and it was published in 2006 by Scholastic. And when I looked this book up online, the genre designation is typically young adult fiction. But I did buy the book at a children's book fair and the recommended reading age is 10 and up. It also meets the criteria established by Sister Campbell for this class, so I'm going to go with it. This book would be along the lines of Maniac McGee by Jerry Spinelli, if you're familiar with that one. And for the purposes of this report, I am going to classify the book further as contemporary realistic fiction, because everything in this book could happen. The main parental concern with this book is that there are several instances of mild language. In my house, the boys read every bit as much as the girls, and a good book is a good book. It even surprised me after my first book report, which was Whitefish Whale Rides Again, that some of the comments mentioned how it would be a great book for boys. But after last week's reading, I was thinking about boy books and girl books, and I realized that this book, as you can see by some of the chapter titles, would be one that you could use if you wanted to spark a boy's interest. I bought this book because of the title. It made me curious. Being an English nerd, I knew what a schwa was, and I wondered how it came to be in the title of this book. Here is the definition, the main character's definition of the word schwa, and his choice of examples are very deliberate. This is the story of Anthony Bonanno, who goes by Antsy, and his friend Calvin Schwa, who they call the Schwa. The Schwa has the misfortune of being the kind of person that goes unnoticed, even when he might be standing right in front of you. Here is how Antsy describes him. There was nothing remarkable about him, nothing at all. He wasn't good looking, he wasn't ugly, he wasn't buff, and he wasn't scrawny. He was just, like, average. I don't know what it was about the Schwa that kept getting to me. I can't say I was always thinking about him. I mean, he was hard to think about. That was part of the problem. You start to think about him and pretty soon you find yourself thinking about a video game, or Last Christmas, or 14,000 other things, and you can't remember what you were thinking about in the first place. It's this phenomenon that causes Antsy to coin terms like functionally invisible, stealth economics, and the Schwa effect. They even test Antsy's theory for a science project. Here's an excerpt from the lab journal. Lab journal, the Schwa effect, experiment number 2. Hypothesis: the Schwa will not be noticed even when dressed weird and acting freakishly. Materials: the boys' bathroom, a sombrero spray-painted Dayglow orange, a costume from last year's school production of Cats, and the Schwa. Procedure: the Schwa was asked to stand in the middle of the boys' bathroom wearing the cat costume and the orange sombrero and to sing God Bless America at the top of his lungs. We asked unsuspecting students coming out of the bathroom if they noticed anything unusual in there. Results: we caught 15 people willing to discuss their lavatory experience. When asked if there was anything strange going on, aside from the one kid who kept talking about a toilet that wouldn't stop flushing, 14 out of 15 said there was someone acting weird in the bathroom. We thought the experiment was a failure until we asked them to describe the weirdo. He was wearing something strange, I think, one person said. He wore, like a pointed party hat, I think, said another. Not a single person identified the orange sombrero or the cat costume, although one person was reasonably certain that he had a tail. All agreed that he was singing something patriotic, but no one could remember what it was. 5 people were sure it was the Star-Spangled Banner. 6 said it was My Country 'Tis of Thee. Only 4 people identified it as God Bless America. Conclusion: even when acting weird and dressed like a total freak, the Schwa is only barely noticed. You never know what antics Antsy and the Schwa will attempt next. You will meet Manny Bullpucky, Mr. Crawley, a legendary eccentric shut-in with his 14 dogs, named after the 7 virtues and the 7 deadly sins, and Mr. Crawley's niece Lexi. But the great thing about this book is that along with the craziness and fun, there are some serious themes developing, and some great symbolism, from the Schwa symbol to the paperclip collection. Even though Antsy is smart and enterprising, he feels like he won't amount to much, and he is discovering what true friendship is, and struggling to find where he fits in his family. There are some great family dynamic shifts in the Bonanno household over the course of the story. The Schwa longs to find out where his mother is, and wonders if he will always be functionally invisible. What lengths will he go to show the world that he exists? And Lexi, who is blind, exudes self-confidence, but is dealing with some insecurities of her own. All the storylines weave together perfectly, and there are bumps in the road and wonderful surprises along the way. So dive into The Schwa Was Here and enjoy the story. Thanks.